Hi, it's Laura here with L&B's Gardens and Blossoms, and welcome to today's video. I just wanted to take this time and apologise to you all for not being consistent with my uploads like I was before. What I'm trying to do is find different things to film and upload for you, because I feel that if I keep uploading the same sort of content that I have been doing, you might get a bit bored of it, and that's not what I want. So I'm just trying to find different things to film, but of course with my job it's all pretty similar. I don't really get to do many different jobs, so just bear with me. There may be a few videos that I'll upload that might be similar to what I've done before, but I am trying to just change it up a little bit. But of course it's going to mean that I probably won't be uploading this regularly. So I just wanted to say sorry again, and thank you for sticking around and supporting me. I do very much appreciate it. Okay, so this is a new gardening job that I've taken on. As you can see, it's quite a big garden. Now, it's taken me this long to upload a video because I've been working on this garden through winter. So basically what I've been doing is, during the summer and autumn, was concentrating on keeping the grass cut. Now, the grass is meadow grass, and if you know meadow grass, or if you don't, it grows very quickly. And you can imagine a couple of weeks each time, it was quite long. So I made sure to keep on top of it, and then what I did was, during the winter time when the grass wasn't growing, I made sure to go through the borders, and that's what I've been working on. So this is going to be a two-part series. So this is going to be the first part. As you can imagine, there's a lot of footage to go through. So this is going to be part one, and then there'll be another part coming out soon, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And as the video goes on, I'll talk about the nightmare that I did have at the start of this job. I've never had such bad luck on a job, especially a new client, that's for sure. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll get back to it, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye! I have actually jotted down some notes, just in case I get tongue-tied and if I forget something, which I'm sure I will, as there's a fair bit I want to say during this video. Right, so two things you'll notice watching this video. The first being the different mowers that we use to cut this lawn, which I'll explain why in a bit. And then the second being, I started this job in the summer. I think it was August time when I first came to make a start tidying the garden. And you'll notice not only in this video but in the second part is how it's ended in winter. You basically see 3 seasons passing by as I tidy this garden. But you probably won't notice winter as much, just because we didn't actually have much frost or snow. However, if you do keep an eye on the trees, and you'll notice that there's no leaves on, and that'll be your little indicator to let you know that it was actually winter when I was tidying it through. And I was actually surprised we didn't get any snow or frost, to be fair, because usually in January, that's usually the time where it's pretty cold and we do get a lot of heavy frost. However, we didn't this year, so that was good. I was able to get on and get as much of it tidied as I could, and luckily, with it being as nice as it was, I was able to get the whole garden finished before the start of the season this year. You'll see me trimming first, and probably notice my dad in the background on his sit-on mower. That was literally the last resort, as my Honda mower had broken actually during the first visit. The clutch cable had snapped. So this was actually the second visit that you see here. So while my dad was going around with the sit-on mower, I just went around and trimmed. And then I leaf blew all the clippings back onto the lawn just so we could pick it up with the mower. I didn't use the still mower at this point, just because I knew it would struggle with how long the grass was. Thankfully, my dad was able to spare me a couple of hours to help me out. He was able to bring his sit-on mower, like I say, and go over it for me. And I knew the still mower, because it's a lot smaller than the Honda, it would definitely struggle. And you can imagine, with how long it was, it would take me absolutely ages to cut it. That's the one thing that annoys me about owning a Honda mower. The clutch cable does snap often. Now, I don't know if you use a Honda mower, and does this happen to you too? If it does, please comment down below and just let me know that I'm not the only person it happens to, or am I just heavy-handed with the mower? Okay, so the first drama with the mower, the clutch cable snapped on the first visit. So once that was fixed, I decided, you know what, I'll use it for the next visit, which you'll see in an upcoming clip, because you'll notice it's a completely different day. So when I used it, guess what happened? At the same part, or nearly the same part of the garden, the lever that is used to lift the height setting, it completely snapped off. Now that has never happened to me before, but of course it would happen on this job. So at that point, even though I didn't want to, but I had no other choice because my dad wasn't available at that time to help me out, I dropped that mower back at home, and then I picked up the still mower, which luckily was able to cut the grass. And I think what helped before was the fact that Dad had been a couple of weeks prior and used the sit-on mower, so the grass hadn't grown. It had grown, it needed cutting, but it wasn't like it is here. So the still mower was able to handle it, which was good. Although cutting the grass, I was paranoid that that would break on me as well. Okay, so once the Honda mower had been fixed, again, I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it another try. Surely it can't break on me a third time. That's never happened, so it can't possibly happen, right? Oh wow, I was completely wrong. And this, what you see here, is the third visit with the Honda. And again, it was at sort of this point where the lever broke on it, which is sort of very similar to the area where I was at before. And then you'll notice in the next scene, I'm using the still mower. So now I'm using the still mower. I actually had to drop the Honda off and come and carry on with this one. But as you can see, the grass wasn't too crazily long, so it was able to cut it easy enough. Okay, so back now to the dramas again of the mower. Right, so I came back a third time, which I don't think I actually filmed. I think once you see me using this still, I think that's it. But anyway, the third visit I came and cut the grass. I used the Honda because it was fixed, and like you say, I thought, oh, it surely can't possibly break on me again for a third time on the same job. Bearing in mind I'd used it elsewhere as well and it was fine. So at the same similar place as before, the chain on the mower that is used to move the roller, guess what happened? It broke apart. So I had no push, the roller wouldn't move around. I mean, I had to laugh because I couldn't believe it had broken on me again, especially at the same sort of spot as it broke before. It really did feel like the universe was trying to tell me not to come and tidy this garden. It really didn't want me here. I have never in my life of gardening, which I've been doing it for a very long time now, have I had a mower break on one job 3 times before. I mean, yes, usually it'll break on a job with the clutch cable. That does snap off quite regularly. So yeah, I'm kind of used to that. When that happened, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can deal with that. But then when the lever broke, which has never happened before, and then the chain snapped off, I just couldn't believe it. I was just annoyed. Oh God, every feeling that you could think, I was feeling. So I thought, right, that's it. You know, fool me once, shame on me, or shame on you, and fool me twice, shame on me, or whatever the saying is. So I thought, right, I'm not going to use that Honda mower on this job. I've learnt my lesson. So right, I'll use the still mower. But guess what happened with the still mower? Luckily, it managed to go through the whole season cutting the grass and not sort of break. However, the very final cut of the season, and luckily this job was my final job to do at the end of the season, so I didn't have anywhere else to go. Typically, so I cut the grass, went back home, and I got in my van the next day and I thought, oh God, my van smells like petrol, that's weird. So I checked all, you know, my fuel can, and I checked the mower just to make sure all the lids were tightened on, just in case I'd left them a bit loose. So I thought, oh, maybe that sorted it. Open the doors out just to let the air out, you know, let the smell out. However, I went back to it and I'm like, oh, it still really smells of petrol. So I took the mower out and I got my dad to have a look at it because he's really handy in the mechanic side of things, and found out that the fuel tank on the mower had actually split and it was leaking petrol. And guess where the last place it was used? Of course, this job, this garden, this lawn. So not only has it broken my Honda 3 times, it broke me still, which thankfully is now fixed. However, I have been back to this job recently. I've cut the grass twice now, and I have used the Honda. I mean, probably silly me, but I have used it. And touch wood, it's been okay. I think what's helped is I've scarified the lawn before the start of the season, which that'll be in a upcoming video. I'll film that separately, so I'll definitely show you that once everything else is edited and uploaded. Now you're probably thinking, why don't you just get your dad to use his sit-on mower each time? Or why don't you just buy a bigger mower? Well, firstly, the trailer that we use to transport the mower has to be connected to the back of my dad's van because I don't have a tow bar on my van. And because he's a landscaper, he has his own work that he needs to do. And he works, well, currently he's working like 6 days a week at the minute. So he hasn't really got the time to be able to just sort of like spare me a couple of hours to do it. So I can't actually rely on that because, like I've said previously, I need to keep the grass cut as often as possible, and I can't just wait on my dad to come and do it when he's free. And then to get a bigger mower, it would be too expensive just to buy a big mower to cut this one lawn. It's not really cost effective. However, what I have said is that if this Honda breaks again on this job, which I'm sure it probably will at some point, is that I'm looking at to get a slightly bigger one. I'm thinking of getting a 21-inch Pro, and in which case it's going to be bigger than the one I'm using now, but also I'll still be able to use it on other jobs. Okay, so I think I've covered everything. I'm sure I've probably forgotten something, but I've talked for quite some time now, and I'll shut up and let you enjoy the video. Right, I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye! Right, that's it for part one. Thank you for watching. Here's some before and after photos of what I've done so far on this job. There's still a fair bit to go. Thank you again for being patient with me on my upload schedule. It is a bit higgledy-piggledy at the minute. I'm just currently working on editing part two, so as soon as that's finished I'll upload it as soon as. If you stick around to the end of the video, you'll see a short little clip of what's to come for part two. Enjoy these before and after photos, and I'll speak to you in a bit. So this border that you see here, I've recently been back and planted it up. It was originally a herb garden, so that's what we've done. We've replanted some herbs, which I have filmed. So again, once I've edited that, that'll definitely be uploaded. Right, thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next one. In the meantime, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.